Okay, so you're trying to pick a new iPhone Pro, and let's be honest, it can be a really tough choice. You've got the 14 Pro Max, the 15 Pro, the 16 Pro Max, and the upcoming 17 Pro. But don't you worry, we are going to make this decision a whole lot simpler for you.
At the end of the day, it all boils down to one simple question, and it's the only one that really matters. By the time we're done here, you are going to know, without a doubt, which one of these amazing phones is the perfect one for you.
We're going to cut through all the confusing tech jargon, all the marketing fluff. We're just going to look at the stuff that you actually care about: the display, the cameras, performance, battery life, to find your perfect Pro match. All right, first things first, let's talk about the actual physical phone. What does it look like? What does it feel like in your hand when you're using it every single day? So when you lay out the numbers like this, a story really starts to emerge. You can see the screen sizes are slowly getting bigger, right up to that huge 6.9-inch display on the 16 Pro Max. But at the same time, look at the weight. The 15 Pro is so much lighter than the 14 Pro Max, and trust me, that's a difference you can really feel. So where did that weight drop come from? Well, it's all about the materials. The 14 Pro Max was using this heavy stainless steel. Then the 15 Pro switched to a much lighter grade 5 titanium. But the 17 Pro is shaking things up again with an aluminum unibody and this really unique plateau back. And that's not just for looks. It's actually designed to help keep the phone cool when it's working hard. And it's not just the materials, The way we actually control these phones has changed too. We went from that classic mute switch on the 14 Pro Max to the awesome customizable action button on the 15 Pro. Then, the 16 Pro Max adds a dedicated camera control key, which is great for photographers, and that thankfully sticks around for the 17 Pro. Okay, so that's the outside. Now let's pop the hood and see what's going on inside, because the design is only half the story. The really big changes are happening with the processors, and especially with the rise of on-device AI. I mean, you can't get much clearer than this, right? Every single year, you get a new, more powerful chip. We go from the A16 Bionic in the 14 Pro Max all the way up to the A19 Pro in the 17 Pro. And every single step up this ladder means your apps are faster, games look better, and the phone can just do more. But one of those capabilities is a massive dividing line. Okay, and this right here, this is probably the biggest deal breaker for a lot of people. If you want to use Apple's new suite of on-device AI features called Apple Intelligence, you absolutely need an iPhone 15 Pro or newer. The A16 chip in the 14 Pro Max just isn't powerful enough to run it. This is single-handedly the biggest software difference between these phones. And speaking of performance, the 17 Pro has a secret weapon. Remember that playback back we talked about? Well, inside it, there's a vapor chamber cooling system. So what does that actually mean for you? It means the phone can run at its absolute top speed for way longer without getting hot and slowing down. If you're a serious gamer or you edit video on your phone, this is a massive deal. All right, let's get to the big one. For so many of us, the reason you even buy a Pro iPhone is the cameras. And this is where we see some really dramatic changes across these four models. The 14 Pro Max set a really high bar with its 48-megapixel main camera. But just look at how things have progressed since then. The 16 Pro Max comes in with a brand new 48-megapixel ultra-wide camera and that amazing 5x tetraprism telephoto lens, which uses this incredible folded optic system to get you super close zoom. And then the 17 Pro just goes completely nuts with three 48-megapixel cameras. But that's not even the craziest part. Yeah, 8 times. I mean, just let that number sink in for a second. This is the absolute showstopper feature for the iPhone 17 Pro's camera, and it is a giant leap forward for phone photography. So what does 8x actually mean for you when you're out taking pictures? It means you're getting optical quality shots at 4 times zoom and an incredible 8 times zoom. That's a 200mm lens in your pocket. You can get unbelievably sharp, detailed photos of things that are super far away. That's something you used to need a big dedicated camera for. Look, all these amazing features don't mean a thing if your phone is dead by 3 p.m., right? So let's talk about the super critical everyday reality of battery life and how fast you can get powered back up when you're running low. This chart lays it all out pretty clearly. The 15 Pro is the smallest phone here, so it has the shortest battery life at about 23 hours of video playback. The 14 Pro Max is a beast at 29 hours. But the clear winners, the undisputed endurance champions, are the 16 Pro Max and the 17 Pro, both coming in at a massive 33 hours. But it's not just about how long the battery lasts, it's about how fast you can charge it back up. And here, the 17 Pro just pulls way ahead again. If you have the right adapter, you can get to a 50% charge in only 20 minutes. That is a huge quality of life improvement for those times you only have a few minutes to plug in. All right, we're in the home stretch of the tech specs now. Let's quickly look at how these phones connect to the internet and the crucial memory that makes all the new smart features actually work. And just like the processors, the Wi-Fi in these phones has gotten better and better each year. We go from Wi-Fi 6 on the 14 Pro Max up to Wi-Fi 6E on the 15 Pro, and then we hit the next generation, Wi-Fi 7, on the two newest models. That all just means faster downloads and a more stable connection for you. Plus, the 17 Pro also gets a new N1 chip to make all its wireless connections even better. Okay, now this is super important, especially for the future. RAM is basically the short-term memory your phone uses to juggle multiple apps and run really complex tasks. We see a nice jump from 6 gigs on the 14 Pro Max to 8 gigs on the 15 and 16 Pro. But the 17 Pro takes another huge leap up to 12 gigabytes. That extra RAM is literally the fuel that's going to power those heavy-duty Apple Intelligence features and keep everything feeling incredibly fast and smooth. Okay, we have waded through all the tech specs, all the numbers. Now for the fun part. Let's put it all together and figure out which one of these amazing phones is the right one for you.
So let's nail this down. If you are a content creator, a photographer, a mobile filmmaker, your choice is the iPhone 17 Pro. No question. The triple 48-megapixel cameras, that insane 8x zoom, and the cooling system make it a powerhouse. Now, if your number one priority is just pure battery life, making it through the longest days without a worry, then the iPhone 16 Pro Max is your champion. And finally, if you want the best value in a more compact size that still gets you Apple Intelligence and modern features like USB-C, the iPhone 15 Pro is an absolutely fantastic pick.
So at the end of the day, the choice really comes down to this. After seeing everything, what's your number one priority? Is it having the absolute best camera system you can fit in your pocket? Is it having the longest battery life possible? Or is it being on the cutting edge with all the new AI features? The answer to that question will lead you straight to your perfect iPhone.